This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, October the 6th, 1995, the Colorado Avalanche played the first hockey game in the state of Colorado in 13 years. It took a long time for Colorado to get their NHL stuff back. So anyway, the tale of the Avalanche does have to do with the New Jersey Devils. How? I'll let you know. So anyway, back in 1974, the NHL decided to expand to Kansas City and Washington. Kansas City only lasted 2 seasons and then left for Denver, Colorado. So Colorado was going to get a hockey team. And for 6 years, the Rockies were there. They got to one playoff berth in 1978 before the Flyers beat the shit out of them. However, in 1979, Don Cherry became the head coach after Boston dumped him off. Unfortunately, Colorado sucked and was actually the worst team in the NHL. You'll be thinking, oh great, they got the number one draft pick. One problem though, they traded that pick in 1978 to Montreal for a pair of players that didn't even make the Rockies roster. So in essence, Colorado was the worst team in the NHL, and yet what Montreal got the number one pick, which they fucked up on by going with Doug Wickenheiser instead of Denny Savard. The simple fact was that the Rockies were doomed and all that. They just had Hardy Astrom, who was a decent goalie for the Rangers, but when he went to Colorado, he was just shit. Colorado management didn't get along with Cherry, and Cherry was gone after 1 year. Colorado would soon move in 1982 to New Jersey at the behest of Arthur Impetrone, who wanted to move the Rockies to New Jersey close to his trucking business. So the state of New Jersey got the Rockies from Colorado, and they got through. And the funny thing was, the Devils actually won the Stanley Cup in 1995, the same year as Colorado was going to get in their NHL team back. The plight of the Quebec Nordiques is well known because Quebec had financial problems. The Canadian dollar was not doing so well in the 90s. They were a small market team. They couldn't compete. Despite all that, Quebec actually were the best team in the Eastern Conference in the 94-95 season. Well, it was shortened by the player strike. By a strike, I should say. But Quebec fucked up in the first round against the Rangers, and soon after that, the Rangers debacle, Quebec was going to move to Colorado. The state of Colorado was going to get hockey after 13 years. And the Quebec Nordiques were going to move to Colorado. You have former Nordiques become Avalanche and all that. Of course, Canada wasn't happy losing an NHL team, but that wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the last time. So anyway, it's October 6, 1995 at Mid-Nichols Sports Arena. Ironically, where the Colorado Rockies played and all that. So the Avalanche, who were almost called the Rocky Mountain Extreme, there's a story about that, took on the Detroit Red Wings. And it was a powerful game. Detroit scored first within 2 minutes as Claude Lemieux got a 2-minute high-sticking penalty early. Dino Ciccarelli, the troublemaker from Sarnia, scored from Steve Yzerman and Ray Shepard, the guy who actually was bought by the Sabres, or was it the Rangers, for $1. Waiver wire in 1990. Anyway, Colorado would tie it on a power play goal themselves. Jerry McCarty was in the box for holding, and Valery Kamensky scored from Yuri Krupp and Andrei Kovalenko. So that would be huge. Kovalenko and Krupp, well, their stories were huge too. Anyway, Detroit scored to make it 2-1 on a goal by Nick Lidstrom from Slava Kozlov and Darren McCarty. Craig Luanen on a short-handed effort after Claude Lemieux was in the box for obstruction and interference. Scored short-handed. And lo and behold, it was 2-2. In the third period, Kamensky scored again from Lemieux and Krupp. So Claude Lemieux was big. He took some dumb penalties, but hey, you know what? He got the assist on the winning goal, and Yuri Krupp as well, with Kamensky scoring the winning goal. And the Avalanche won the game 3-2, and hockey was back in Colorado. So anyway, The 95-96 Detroit Red Wings had Mike Vernon in net for this game. He would face Stefan Fiset. Yeah, you want to know who the first goalie in Colorado Avalanche history as a Colorado Avalanche? It was Stefan Fiset. Patrick Roy wouldn't come till a few months later, mind you. Let's not forget that. Anyway, so Colorado took on Detroit and won the game. This was not the Colorado-Detroit bloodbath thing. That kind of started after the Claude Lemieux hit on Chris Draper in the playoffs. So yeah, they were friendly towards each other, in a sense. So Colorado had some players. They had Adam Deadmarch, former Nordique, Peter Forsberg, who won the Calder Trophy for top rookie in '95, now from Quebec to Colorado. Valery Kamensky, Quebec to Colorado. John Clem, Quebec to Colorado, I guess. Andrei Kovalenko, who would soon move on to Montreal in the Patrick Roy trade. Yuri Krupp, who would have 2 assists, but shortly later would break his leg, and they thought that he was not going to come back for the 95-96 season. But somehow, in some way, he did, and he was the hero for the Avalanche in the 96 Stanley Cup Finals, winning the cup in triple overtime. Claude Lapointe, former Nordique, who wasn't really that good. Sylvain Lefebvre, former Canadian, but he went to Quebec. Yeah, Lefebvre was traded to the Quebec franchise by the Leafs in the Wendell Clark deal, alongside Wendell Clark. Claude Lemieux, who was the Devils' Conn Smythe winner, and because of troubles, he went to Colorado. Curtis Decision, former long stay with Quebec, now Colorado. Troy Murray, who I guess they picked up at free agency. Andres Meerfold, didn't know him. Olin Nolan, former Quebec #1 overall pick, or close to that. Yeah, he was a #1 pick in 1990, wasn't he? By Quebec? Anyway, Mike Ricci, a top 5 pick by the Flyers, who was traded to Colorado alongside Peter Forsberg in the Eric Lindros deal. Warren Reichel, Joe Sakic, Quebec legend, now in Colorado. Craig Landon, who was a decent defenseman in the Quebec system before going to Colorado. Stefan Yell, Quebec to Colorado. And Stefan Fiset, Quebec to Colorado. So Stefan Fiset beat Mike Vernon. And what the funny thing is about this matchup is that the 95-96 Red Wings would soon go on to win 62 regular season games, break the record for most regular season wins in a season, but get taken out by Colorado in the playoffs in 6 games. So that was kind of funny. And McNichols Sports Arena had the weird scoreboard being at the ends of the arena instead of being at center ice. But that was the point. Colorado did their job and they won, and soon Patrick Roy would fall in the lap thanks to the disagreement. I did a video on that for December 2nd. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.